Hey guys, Kompressor Haus here. We've seen a few posts recently on Facebook in relation to AMR 500 and rotor delamination. So we found it quite interesting to look in some of the photos, so we thought we'd share a bit of information with you just so everybody can be aware of what to buy and what not to buy. So we haven't had any reports of delamination on any of the units that we've supplied, and there's a reason for that, and I'll explain that in a second. So what we've got here are two rotors out of two different units. So we've got a rotor here, which is like a blue, almost like a bluey grey type colour, and we've also got one here which is pulled out of a Chinese unit. Now that one is like a very dark chalky feel to it. It's like a graphite type material, but they're both aluminium cladded. Graphite material or like a nylon plastic, very hard plastic material. So the units that you might see on Facebook, if you look closely, you'll see that it's most probably this material here. The ones that are dark in colour, chalky to the feel, but yeah, probably fine, to be fair, if you're using these without fuel being ingested into them. But if you're running an AMR 500 kit in a VW, most probably if it's a side draft or down draft, you're injecting fuel through the supercharger and then into the engine, and that can cause some of the problems. But just to demonstrate it, look on this one here, so we've cut some up, just to have a play around with them. So you can see there what we've been doing. Look, we've been cutting sections off, and we've got one section here ready on the dark graphite type. And if I try and remove some of that clad, you'll be able to see that oh, look, there you go, it's actually relatively easy. Once it starts to peel away, it comes off and it just breaks up into little pieces. So it's not the best, not very good at all. So a lot of units that you'll buy from China will be manufactured in this way. So it's just worth asking a question before you buy one. You know, is that the sort of material that they use to clad their rotors? The ones that we use, the ones that we source here at Kompressor Haus, are again like a bluey grey type material, but it's like a nylon hard plastic type cladding, and it's much tougher. So here you go, I'll try and demonstrate it again with this one. Try and pull some off, and it is almost impossible to pull it off. It's much harder, as you can see. So these are the ones you want. These are ones to go for. So if you're sourcing an AMR 500, ask a couple of questions. That's the one you want, really. But if you can physically see the difference. Look, it might be a little bit hard on the video, but there you go. There's quite a good shot. Like a dark grey blue to like a chalky coaly type graphite material. That's the one you want. So with this type, again, if you're just going to run this as a supercharger, not ingesting fuel, then I assume that it will be perfectly fine and it will last for a long time. But if you do intend to ingest fuel through the supercharger, it's probably just going to start to eat away at this graphite material, weaken it, and over time it's just going to loosen the clad, and it's just going to come off and it'll end up in your engine. So yeah, ask before you buy.